We stay because of the shared history. We stay because of some type of guilt, right? Something like whatever is holding us, right? Also the fear of being seen as disloyal. Oh, you done switched up on me. Oh, you this, that. Yes, I did switch up, right? Because the path I was going down just wasn't working for me anymore. It's okay. Now what? We move on with life. It's okay, y'all.
To some, boundaries are just placing limits. To me, it's where the limitless things begin.
Hello, hello, hello. And thank you for tuning into the Boundaries and More podcast with Jess Abraham. I'm your host, Jess Abraham, your favorite boundaries coach. And today's episode is brought to you by Joyful Styles. Joyful Styles is a lifestyle brand that provides premium quality apparel that promotes joy and positivity. Joyful Styles believes how we approach a situation matters. And choosing to be joyful makes all the difference. You have the power, and it's time to embrace it. So get your Joyful Styles apparel at joyfulstyles.com. That's JoyfulStylez.com. Let's go, let's go. Look, for those of you who have not yet taken that boundaries assessment, take some time out right now to take that assessment. It's 2 minutes or less of your time. Just click that link in the show notes, or you're welcome to text me. Text me the word boundaries to 210-880-0771, and I got you. I'll get it sent right over to you. You take that assessment, come on back, and let's get this work, okay? Y'all, I am super excited about the episodes this month. But I'm really excited about all the episodes. But definitely want to dive into it this month, because like y'all, we gonna focus on guarding and protecting your heart this month. Like, right, it's February now. It's all this love is in the air, like all this love is in the air, all this extra love and things. And y'all, I want to make sure that we're doing the things that help us guard and protect our heart right now. Today, y'all see it. Like, we're going to get into it. I want to get into when it's time to let go, right? Right? This is the month with all that extra love and all the things. And I want you to show that extra love and things to yourself, right? So knowing when it's time to let go, y'all, we going to get into it. All right, y'all. So before we dive deep into this, I want to let y'all know I'm talking to those of you who stay in relationships long after the expiration date, okay? But long after the relationship have become draining or misaligned, right? Long after those things, like you knew however long ago that this was just it wasn't gonna work anymore, but you decided to just stay for different reasons, right? And I'm going to get into it. I'm going to dive deep into this next part I'm getting ready to get into. But it's like, y'all, because it becomes a problem, right? We're talking about these problems. It becomes a problem because you confuse patience with endurance when they are not the same, right? We must stop confusing patience with endurance when they are not the same. I am going to break down each of those to you and what it looks like, so it is unmistakable, undeniable what's happening in your life, right? And then we can get some reflection and stuff going on there. Now, when it comes to patience, right? Patience is when you're having patience and you're going through this, it's the intentional waiting, right? It's the intentional waiting with clarity, right? You're aware of what you're waiting for, and there's movement. Like, you see some action, you see things happening, you see things changing, you see that it won't always be like this. Praise God. You see it, right? You see the movement, you see the changes, you see all these different things, right? You see the effort, right? And or the accountability, okay? That part, right? You see what's happening, you see the effort, you see the accountability, all what's involved in that, right? And also in this patience process, there's mutual respect, right? There's no all this misunderstandings, whatever. Like you have a clear understanding and a clear path forward and all these things when you're patient, right? I'm patiently waiting for God to do certain things in my life. I am patient, right? And I'm doing my part and I'm letting that be. I see the clear path forward, right? It's patience, right? Yeah, okay. Let me still let you know, like, what this stuff is looking like for you in your life, right? I'm just saying, like, and you be able to differentiate when it comes to the two, right? Also, when you're being patient and you're in this process of patience, you're not losing yourself, right? Throughout this process, you are not losing yourself and you still have your peace, right? Y'all, I have peace that surpasses all understanding, like no other in my life. Like, man, this last maybe, I don't know, year and a half, almost maybe a year and some change. Like I felt that peace that surpasses all understanding to at another level, right? And I'm being patient in the process and feeling this peace. Like regardless, certain things don't look like what I know they will look like, because I believe what God said and I believe the vision that God gave me and all these different things, right? They might not look like certain things right now, but I am patient and I am clear on where we're going. And I have peace throughout this entire process, right? So that's how you know when it's patience, right? Again, when things don't look perfect, they don't look the way you think they should look, it's okay. Patience and peace, right? They're together. They go together, right? Also, in this time and things of that sort, what it is, it's when, okay, how you can see it or view it, and a way for you to look at it is that I'm giving this time while also being honest and still setting these boundaries, right? If this a time when you're not being honest or setting these boundaries, you're likely probably not in patience, right? We're gonna get into endurance in just a bit here, but I'm like, patience, this is what it looks like, right? You are clear, you're honest, you have peace, like all these different things, and your boundaries are still being set and in place, and you're implementing these boundaries effectively. Like that's what it looks like in this patience process, right? Now, when it comes to endurance, right? Like, y'all, we get it twisted. We must stop getting it twisted. Like there's a time and place for it all. But this ain't it, right? And these in certain relationships and things like this, that it ain't it, right? Okay. And when I'm talking about endurance is staying, right, without the clarity. Like you don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, in a minute, in 5 minutes, you don't even know. Like you have no idea where you're going. It's like you aimlessly wandering, right? There's no clarity here in this endurance, right? There's no change, right? Or care. Like there's nothing indicating that something will be different or something is different already. Like there's no progress shown here, right? Is none of that is clear. No clear progress, no none of that. Like you don't need, like, yeah, it's no. No. We need that. Like that's when you are in the situations and in these relationships and things of that sort, and you see that, yep, I don't even know the way forward. I don't know what's next. Like there's nothing that shows any evidence of change or anything. Like no, this is a sign, right? Pay attention, right? Also, in this, when it comes to endurance, what it looks like and what you're feeling, like all these different things, you keep tolerating the same behavior. Again, we see no change, but you keep tolerating it, right? This is endurance, not patience. We can't keep tolerating the same old stuff, right? Change behavior. I've said this many times in previous relationships and things of that sort, and I mean it with all my heart, and I'm telling it to you here now. I believe the best apology is changed behavior. Change behavior like that. Like, don't just try to say you apologize or whatever without changing behavior. It means absolutely nothing to me personally. Right? It means nothing to me. I'm not looking to just endure and keep putting up with the same old crap. Like, no, I need to see some change. Period. Okay. Now, Also, when it's in endurance, right? You in this part of endurance instead of patience and stuff, what it looks like is your conversations go nowhere, or they never even happen. Right? Because that part, you have conversations, but you get nowhere. There's no outcomes. There's no solutions. There's no way forward. There's none of that. You just having just whatever ineffective conversations and communicating ineffectively, right? And nothing. I mean, or again, the words, you don't even have the conversation. You don't even mention the certain things. You don't even bring up certain things you're thinking about and feeling and what you want to say and all these different things. It just never happened. So you just enduring, right? You want something different to happen without even mentioning what's happening. It makes no sense to my brain. We must stop this, right? This is not what you need to endure. We're not doing that no more. Times are different now. Time to do something different now, right? Also, what it looks like is that your boundaries are ignored, right? When you're enduring, your boundaries are ignored, and you just keep, that's just how it's gonna be. That just you just dealing with it because, like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just, it's okay. Like, no, it's not okay. Right? And all of this, right? Because you're emotionally shrinking to survive what you see as survival, right? Like, no, we must stop doing this. We must stop doing this because it's going to keep creating this cycle. We're going to talk about this cycle, of course, because we're going to continue to talk about this cycle, because this is what happens in all of this stuff when you don't have these healthy and effective boundaries in place, right? Also in this process, right, your peace, we talking about peace, we said patience and peace go together. There's no peace here, right? The peace is non-existent in endurance, right? There's no peace here at all. They do not go together. Right? Like pay attention to what's happening, right? What is it that you're feeling? What's happening? Pay attention to all of this. And you keep telling yourself, when you know there's no peace, there's no change, the boundaries are being ignored and all these different things. But you keep telling yourself to be strong. You got this, girl. You got this. Be strong. Okay. Okay. Be strong for what? What are you being strong for exactly? Like, ask yourself this, right? I'm asking, but I want you to ask yourself this. Like, because I need you to see it for yourself, right? Man, like, yeah, that strong word, man, it's something there. Like, okay, yeah, okay. We're going to keep it moving here. But like this endurance is saying, I'll just deal with it. Like, this probably just gonna be how it is. It is what it is, right? Man, y'all, when I was in college, y'all, I would always say, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. And then I meant it, like, in a certain way, in a certain form or whatever. But the more I've grown and seen, like, there's a time and place for it is what it is. I used to have I remember someone I was dating in college. He could not stand when I say that. Like, I said it so much that he was just over it. He was just over. That would be his least favorite thing that I said, right? Because I said it so much. Because yeah, that was a different time, different. But I'm just like that. Like, you can't be in just living in it is what it is, and nothing's changing, and like nothing's getting better, and there's no right. There's a difference of being like content and being patient to where you're going and things of that sort. But it is not okay in this endurance part. Like, we're not doing that, right? Like, no, this is what it looks like. It's just gonna be like this. It is what it. No, let's stop that, right? When you catch yourself, thank you, Holy Spirit. When you was like me back in college, but you still saying that now, you catch yourself saying it is what it is. Stop right there and pause and see what's happening in that, like, in that space and time. Evaluate what's happening then and there. You hear those words in your mind, you hear it come out of your mouth. Evaluate then and there what's happening. because it's something, it's likely some endurance stuff going on there. All right, it's something that is probably not in alignment with what it should actually be. All these different things, like, yeah, we not doing that no more, y'all. We must do something different to get something different. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that probably this entire year, because that's what's been on my spirit, and that's how I've been moving and ensuring that I like being more intentional in that, right? I believe that and I've been walking in that, but I'm being extra intentional in all of that. Like, yeah, okay, y'all. Now, I want to keep it moving, because like, unlike what happens, right? You get stuck here. I don't want to get stuck here, right? We're gonna get into some shifts and all that stuff in a little bit later in the episode. But you get stuck here, right? The reason you get stuck here in and the confusion between endurance and patience and all these different things is because you've been taught, right? We've been taught all these things, that in the way that we move, we've likely been taught at some point in time in our lives, and we've just continued, like, it became the norm, right? But it's not normal. It's not okay, right? It's not okay. It might be a norm of your childhood or whatever, or something you've done even as a parent or whatever, but it's not okay. Like, time, we can change things and make things different now. Like, God gave us free will, right? Take that how you like. God gave us this beautiful brain where we can rewire to do something different, to view things differently, to actually have a better life, right? But I know we've been taught that leaving is failure. Oh, if I leave, it's failing. Like, no, not necessarily. Right? Not necessarily. And we're gonna get into some of that in just a bit here, but I'm just like, this is some of the things. I'm just, yeah, help me, Holy Spirit, to just, yeah, get this part out. So you're stuck here because you've been taught that leaving is failure, right? You're afraid of what whoever they is, right? They as in other people who aren't even in the situation, or the person or people you're dealing with, right? You're afraid of what they may or might say, right? It doesn't matter, right? Again, but this is why you get stuck. You're afraid of this. And so because you're afraid and you've been conditioned to believe that leaving is failure and all these different things, you stay hoping for changes. When there is no clarity there is no evidence that things will ever change. Like, when we must continue to believe, when people show us again, especially time and time again, who they are, we must believe them. Period. Right? We can't just be romanticizing and hoping for all this potential and stuff, falling in love with this potential. I talked about it in the mismatched expectations episode. Listen to that if you have not yet. We must stop doing that, right? And because you hope for this change without actually requiring the change. What? Right? You're active. You're not actively involved in influencing the change to happen, right? You may not even have had a conversation, right? You just letting things go by and slide. You just in your own head, basically, right? And you just letting it be. You want all the change to just magically happen. It doesn't work that way. If more people will see that it does not work that way, people will live so much better lives. I promise you. I'm helping. Like, today, I pray to help. Like, this, you hear this and it helps you and bless you in a way that you like, you know what? You know what? Jazz might be on to something. Let me try something different today. Right? Like, okay, I'm going to keep it moving, but I'm just telling you, man, when you confuse these two things, you continue to confuse these two things, resentment builds quietly. Like, you're resenting. You had all this resentment is building up and consistently, and people don't even know, because you're holding on to it in such a way, and you're putting on this fake smile and all these different things when you know it's eating you up inside. But so resentment is quietly building, right? It just continues to build quietly inside of you, just building, right? And then you don't get what you need, right? So now you're being resentful, and you're not getting what you actually need in these relationships and situations and all these different things, because you're not saying nothing or speaking up about anything, right? You're just letting it be. It is what it is. Okay. Right? When you do this and you consistently do this, you lose trust in your discernment. Now you don't know what's true. Now you don't know which way you should go. Now you just like it's all just jumbled up now. Right? And then regardless of right, you thinking you're not saying anything, you're enduring because you want to protect the relationship, when in reality the relationship continues to it actually deteriorates, right? In this midst, and when you're doing this, you're not helping the relationship, you're hurting the relationships, all of them. All is just happening is that now it's just happening at a slower, more painful pace. That's it. Like you're not helping it at all. You're not helping you. You're not helping it. Like nothing is all the opposite of what you believe is going on or what you believe for. We must stop this. Time to change. Time to do something different. Time to see and know that look, enough is enough. Okay? Enough is enough. So like with this, right? Thinking about this, I told you again, but it is what you see yourself saying that, stop then and there and evaluate what's going on in your life. Also, what I want you to do, I want you to ask yourself, right? Seriously, ask yourself, take the time. Don't just skip over this, right? Ask yourself, and in relationships, all the things, is this relationship asking me to grow or just to tolerate? Right? Because if asking you to grow, more than likely you in this patience, being patient process, right? If you're just tolerating, you're definitely more an enduring part of this stuff, right? And we're not doing that, right? We must grow. If we don't grow, we die, right? If we don't grow, we die. The relationships don't grow, they die, right? Y'all, growth. We are living organisms. We must grow. Like that. This is what it is, right? You can't get stuck in all of this and expect new life and beautiful things to happen. That don't happen when you're dying and deteriorating. Like that doesn't happen there. It happens when you are growing. Right? So I want you to continue to grow, blossom. Let's go. It's going to be beautiful. So beautiful. Like, let's do this. Okay? Now, I also want like you to kind of look at it this way. Again, I want to simplify that. I told you we growing is patient. Basically, like, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, yeah. And okay, yeah, let me just give you this because I wrote it. Another way for you to look at it as patience allows space for growth, right? So when you're patient, it allows the space for growth. Endurance asks you to disappear, right? So you feeling like you're shrinking, you feeling like your voice is gone, it's lost, you got nothing to say, you just tolerating all these different things. Remember, you're slowly disappearing, right? That's endurance. Like, so make sure you know where you are in one of these areas based on what's happening to you. Are you feeling like you're being stretched and growing and all these different things? Cool. You might be where you need to be. But if you feeling like you becoming smaller and smaller and disappearing and shrinking and all these things, more than likely it's time to let it go. Let it go. We're not just enduring no more. Like not the sake of doing what? No. All right, let me keep it moving. All right. So again, I want you to stop holding on to this potential, right? Stop holding on to the potential of what it could be and whatever is when signs and time again has shown you that no, it's just not, right? Here we are, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, 6 years down the line, like the same old stuff. Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? What are you hoping for that you didn't get the previous 6 years? Right? What are you hoping for that you didn't get necessarily in the previous 6 months when you had a conversation, especially you had a conversation that things are supposed to change and be different and whatever. Nothing happened, nothing changed. Right? It takes time to implement real change and have true transformation, but we need to see some progress. Right? The baby steps is okay. Right? I tell people all the time, and I say it all the time, slow progress is still progress, but we need to progress, period. Okay? Right? So Make sure that you're paying attention to that and what's happening in reality, not the potential. Because, like, what are you waiting for, and how long you gonna be waiting? Like this, okay, yeah, expiration date, right? This ain't no best buy date and all this. It's expired now. It's expired. I know all these little cute ways people try to spin these little dates. No, but it's expired now. That's it. Like, yeah, let it go. All right. Um, also, right, I want to get into this because I know it. I've coached people through this and I see it, and this is my sweet spot. And just being in this space, right? Like, another reason that we've been conditioned, and another reason that you stay, right? You're in a certain thing and staying in these situations and relationships that you should not be in is because of shared history. Oh, have I heard it? History, but it's been this amount of time, and we've been knowing each other for this long, and this and that. Okay, okay, what have you done for me lately? Like, I'm just saying, we stay because of the shared history. We stay because of some type of guilt, right? Something like whatever is holding us, right? Also, the fear of being seen as disloyal. Oh, you done switched up on me. Oh, you this, that. Yes, I did switch up, right? Because the path I was going down just wasn't working for me anymore. It's okay. Now what? We move on with life. It's okay, y'all. Like, but you fear being seen as in a certain light by these folks. It's okay. Like, we not doing this anymore. Like, if you really want something different, it's time to switch it up right here and now. Like, today is the day, right? Today is the day that you make a change, you do something different to get something different. Period, right? I want you to stop ignoring these internal signals, right? You get these internal signals telling you that something is off, or like just something in relationship just shifted. Like, you feel it. And people are trying to tell you, no, it's nothing, it's whatever. Like, no, you know it. Like, your body and your internal signals aren't lying to you. We are really wired in such a way when we can sense certain things, right? It's like, no, about that, right? You feel it, like, listen to it. Don't just ignore it, right? And because truly, like, we both know it. And I'm going to put it out here and tell you, like, no, you continue to go down this path. You already know, like, you've been feeling it. You already know you are unhappy there. But if you continue to go down this path, those disappointments that we talked about in the mismatched expectations episode, now they become chronic disappointment, right? It wasn't just some little disappointment that happened. Now it's continuous, it's chronic now. Like, what? Like, now you this chronic pain that you have that you're enduring when it's not necessary, right? That's what it turns into. You continue to lose more of your peace and clarity. Like, now you saw things so clearly, and then now the longer you stay and go down this path, things become real blurry and confused and like confusing. Like, what we not doing that, right? Then you have no peace because, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, where to turn, where to go. Like, now you in this anxious state, and we supposed to be anxious for nothing. Not you creating again this cycle, right? This cycle happens, right? Again, I tell you, and you're back in this cycle of resentment, resenting the people that you love and or care and or cared about. Like, now, like, it's just something like these people that that means something to you, and now you don't care. Like, you don't even want them to mean anything to you because you've been holding on to this stuff and ignoring all these signals and all these different things. And we here now. We here now. We must do something different to get something different. This must change, right? So we're talking about change, and I'm going to get into the shift, right? Before I get on out of here. But I want to let you, this shift must happen, and you can start right now, today, right? How you shift this, what you can do, right? Discern, right? Have that, pray about it, right? If you don't got it yet, like, you can get it back. You had it. You can get it back. Like, discern when a relationship no longer supports who you're becoming. We evolve. If we're living and we're growing, we evolve. And then there's certain relationships in our lives that don't support who we're becoming. Like, I know that, like, y'all, I told you, I'm actively cultivating new relationships that support more and more of who I'm becoming. Period. Like no, and I don't feel any type of way about it. I feel real good about it. Period. Like, because this is who I believe God has called me to be and what God has called me to do. And that's what I'm moving at. And I don't care who feel what about what. Like, I'm not worried about their feelings. I'm worried about what God says. Like, period. Right? That's moving in another direction, right? Of it no longer supports who you're becoming. Red flag. This is how you can shift that, right? Also, accept that letting go doesn't require some agreement or closure, right? Man, back in the day, it seemed like if you didn't have closure, oh, it wasn't over. Wrong. Wrong. We don't need to have an agreement or closure. We can agree to disagree and we can just let it be. Like, period. Thank you, Holy Spirit, okay? That's what we do. Keep it moving. We don't need that to close things out. Like, no, because that's how we can let things linger where shouldn't be lingering. Right? We stay in certain situations because we need to make sure this closure and this the thing. No, just cut it off and be done. Right? Like with these certain types of relationships, I'm not talking about just all of them. Like some of them have these conversations when you're not seeing no progress. Like it's time to do something different. Right? Also, we must make sure, like, when we're doing this, right, when it's time to let go, when we're letting go, we release these relationships with clarity, not anger, right? You don't need to be bitter in all these situations and all the things and holding on, whatever. Like, y'all, it's not necessary. It is not necessary. Like, I've had, in my life, multiple breakups and whatever. Like, it's just cool. Like, okay, adios. Like, let's keep it moving now. Let's move forward and go in another direction. Right? Even at the time, some of the most meaningful relationships to me. Like it had to be, right? It is what it is. No, but it had to be like, and we released it, but just like, okay, this is the way forward, and I ain't even mad at it. Like this, look, life goes on. God got me. It's all good, right? Like to release it, make sure you're doing that. You have that clarity and not anger, no bitterness, not we ain't doing all that, right? We no, let's do this on the mature side, okay? Also, I want to put this out there and put it to you this way. I've said it in different ways multiple times in this episode, but I want you to choose your peace over the potential, right? You're not at peace because you're hoping for that potential that's never happening. Like you've seen the signs. You've been waiting and waiting and enduring. Like, okay, like peace now. Choose peace over that potential, okay? Right? Yeah, I'm getting out of here. That's it. That's what I have for y'all today. And I want you to see it. Like, really go back and listen to the parts with the patience versus endurance and stuff, because like it's important for you to distinguish where you're at so that you know how to move. Period. Always. That's exactly why I part of the reason I'm saying, like, take this boundaries assessment, see where you at, see how you progress as time goes on. Let's move from there. Like, you see, like, evaluate, assess. Right? So do that. Again, I'm telling y'all, I'm getting out of here. But I want you to remember this, right? As I leave and get up out of here, I want you to remember that letting go isn't quitting, right? We've been learning, and then sometimes, I'm not even gonna mix that. I'll get into that another episode, because sometimes, like, quitting. Anyway, letting go isn't quitting, right? So you got to look at it in the negative and all that stuff. Letting go isn't quitting. It's honoring what no longer fits. Like, we're just not in alignment anymore. This particular thing isn't in alignment anymore. This particular relationship isn't in alignment anymore. Like, it's not in alignment. And for me, the most important thing for me to do is to be in alignment, particularly with God, right? Because if I'm in alignment with God, then I can be in alignment with all the other things, right? All things will be added unto me. Like, I'm just saying, like, it becomes a lot easier with that alignment first. So y'all, it's not like being alignment. Focus on alignment, right? If you focus on alignment, all this other stuff, noise, it won't even matter. I'm telling you. All right, y'all. That's it. That's what I have for you today, y'all. Look, for those of you who have not yet joined us in the Boundaries and More community, come join us in the Boundaries and More community. That link for you is in the show notes, or you can go to community.boundariesandmore.com and come join us there. Let's continue this conversation. Let me know where you at. You in patience or you're enduring right now. Like, let me know, and we can help you through that and whatever you're going through, like support you during this time, because like you do not have to do any of this alone. And I would encourage you not to. Y'all, I promise you, I've been in seasons. I had seasons where I did certain things and got through certain things alone. I say alone because I wasn't thinking about or acknowledging the fact that God was with me always, right? And there are certain seasons, but I'm just like, you don't have to do it with the people who get you, right? Who get it and he can help you through this stuff. And yeah, don't try to do it by yourself and just be, y'all, I'm telling you, some of the worst seasons worst I've done was trying to go at it alone. That's why I know, like, man, like, but I adjusted quickly. Cause anyway, we're not gonna get into that. I believe I went into that extensively in another episode. But anyway, y'all, so come through and join us in the Boundaries and More community. Also, take some time to follow us on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. Again, that's on Instagram at Boundaries and More Podcast. And man, I'm looking forward to your blossom, right? You blossoming, you growing. I'm really looking forward to that. But I want you to go, right? And be intentional. Always, 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 always be intentional. Go out and have an amazingly beautiful day. Amazingly beautiful day. Enjoy the rest of your week and be back here next week for more Boundaries and More with Jas Abraham. Talk to y'all then.